Hello and welcome back. I'm bballjo and this is Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, where I show you how others play Workers and Resources. Today we're back on St. Bernard, but we have very special rules, very different playstyle, and super successful Republic with quite a bit of people. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty right away. This is not plain Season X rules. It is just your own approach at things. First things first, realistic mode is turned off. I don't know when it was turned off or if it was always turned off, but it's turned off. And there are some mods that are already seen that make the game quite a bit easier. So very different. Plus there's one big rule breaker already happening. There are only 3 or 4 rules. I'll show you that in just a second. But this is where everything starts. Mormorsk, as usual, but very different starting point. Again, in this case, we just have a couple farms. Okay, a little bit of grain coming in, and that's about it. It's just there's a farm and there's grain, and then we have a little bit of gravel coming through here, and a prefab panel factory. That is it. But something that will stand out to you is the organization in this republic. Buttercup Pancake has done a wonderful job of laying out everything in a reasonable manner so that everyone can get everything that they need. And things just look really, really nice. Like this highway system that is starting here, you will see that across the whole Republic. And I'm excited to show you all of that once we get to it. But how about we just start? Well, in the start, there's a little bit of fabric over here, so the grain just got used right there. And I see this again, where there's not a large distance between the city, 92% health, and the clothing factory or fabric factory over here. So it's effectively in walking range of a couple of these places. Is this in walking range of the bus station, actually? Yep, 325 meters, perfect. And there are some nice little footpaths in the back here that make it really easy for everyone to actually access everything. I'm surprised that this one is just not in walking range of the bus station. But, I mean, this is something I will take away because I've seen that now in multiple republics. Yeah, get your stuff a little closer. How close do they have to be? Now I'm very curious. Click a couple buttons here. Fabric Factory produces 1 cloud. That's 250 meters. this much? Kind of, because yeah, 91% health tells me that they're just fine as close as they are. And it is running at effectively 100% when it can, just needs more crops. So there's that. This is interesting. Sewage treatment plant is not something I see a lot, but cool. And you may know this already. Not the lack of construction offices. There are some construction offices here, which makes me think realistic mode wasn't turned off the whole time. Just at some point, maybe when there was too much money, it just felt like, hey, you know what? Let's just do things a little faster. I don't want to wait any longer. I get it. I totally get it. Another industry that we have relatively early on is the oil refinery sitting over here. Well, that's exactly where I would put it. Plastic right there. Got a little bit of heat coming in, and the rail construction office over here, which I'm assuming did not have walking access to anything. Oh, that's a little more surprising than I expected. And then, yeah, here, our helicopter construction office, because that's what we have. And this is an interesting area. What is this? What is this for? No, it's not an embankment or anything else. I don't know what happened here. I don't know what that is. I don't know why that's needed. Please explain. Thank you. Let's move on. Yeah, we got the other customs house sitting over here, and then we're getting into the nitty-gritty of things, because this was the starting point, and now there's the rest, and the rest kind of just is humongous. So what do we have going on over here? We have a little bit of oil coming in, and chemical industries are prevalent everywhere, but I can tell you it's not the biggest export, which is quite surprising, honestly, in my opinion. But this is where we're sitting. We're kind of just coming in, and everything is lined up, aligned, straight angles, sure, straight lines, wherever you look. And then, yeah, even the harbor area that we have sitting out here, everything is neatly organized, tucked away, angled up, curved, tunneled. Yep, tunnels where they're appropriate, and stuff just kind of works out. it just looks so industrial. It looks really neat. It looks really neat. It is a heavy grid, but it looks super neat, and even simple intersections like this one with four spots in it kind of just come together. And then over here we even have the central located road. Nope, it's not central enough. It's almost central, but just things are just lined up and painted and prettified, and this is exactly what I want to see. We are seeing mostly the same truck. That's totally fine, but this is just a ginormous, well, warehouse effectively, where everyone gets a little bit of something. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. The city, Anton. It just looks nice. There's so many districts. I kind of just want to fly over and let you just take it in, because there's nothing I can say that will explain what's going on here really more than if you just look at it. Because, yep, there's some lower density, higher density, medium density, amusement, radio tower right here on the top, highway system, rail system. There's a government building kind of thing. There's a university sitting over here. There's some other normal buildings. There's a restaurant technically, but it just looks like a different thing entirely. There's so much going on in the city. I cannot really show you all of the things because everything is kind of unique and kind of cool. I will obviously give it a try because that's what this is all about. But no, I just can't. You have a really heavy reliance on a good highway system that actually works. And I don't see any traffic jams anywhere. And we do have the same number of people as bballjo in his Season X, so that means a little bit. But yeah, these districts are just so well set up. Then we have districts over here kind of just angled to the road as it already exists. It just feels so nice. It doesn't even make sense. I'm assuming it was too hard to keep these people happy, so nobody's allowed to move in here. But the city itself still has this whole feeling. I want the sun. I want the sunny side to see more shiny things. The city itself still feels nice, and this is probably something that not a lot of people do, just turning off some of the buildings but still building them because they look nice in the whole aspect of the city. Very, very cool. Yeah, another intersection sitting right here taking care of things. And a tunnel goes right through there. And this is the big rule break. There are land connections to the island. Who cares? Who cares, right? You play the way that you want to play. But I'm just saying, if you've played with the normal rules, then this is unfair. So just keep that in mind when you look at it. Night is coming, and I think we owe it to ourselves to see how Anton looks in the middle of night. I don't think it's disappointing. There's no flickering going on anywhere in any of the lights. There are a lot of vehicles going all over the place. We are a little stuttery because we're at 11 frames per second, but I think it's still visible, so the developers have done a good job. There's actually a tiny bit of a traffic jam going on over here. I'm excited to see one, knowing that things are well. And there's now a little bit of flickering on the top right by the harbor, but who cares about the harbor? You may notice that the buildings that don't have any population don't have any lights turned on either, so a good job developers getting that implemented the right way. And just everything else is just kind of there and taken care of, and looks pretty neat. Everything about it looks really, really neat, and I am taken aback. Sorry. I should say more things, but sometimes saying less is better, right? Good. I thought I went to normal speed, but whatever. we have a ton of harbors moving along everywhere, and here's the second time where Buttercup Pancake is breaking the rules. There is a tunnel now hiding, getting to the main island. Again, totally fine. You played your way, but here we are. That tunnel just kind of continues here. So this highway system is running throughout the whole Republic. I said that already earlier, but it's kind of all present, which is a huge achievement because this is a large Republic and it's kind of all over the place. I couldn't have done it, but I'm glad someone did. We have a bridge over here, the highway bridge, where all of these tankers actually can fit through. I'm sure that took a little bit of a trial and error before you had that right. But it's super nice to see that this is also kind of like all thought through, that the highway system still just prevails and does its things. Another industrial sector. Cool. It is big, it is square, it has a lot of aligned areas, it has a lot of nice roads, and it has a ton of ships. And what is even going on over here? What is this? That looks like a really cool stacker with 400,000 tons of coal, if you feel like it, at any point. It's just so big. There are 4 unloading stations sitting here. Is this unloader? Aggregate. Are you loading or unloading? You're unloading. Okay, so there are 4 unloaders connected to this thing. And I do like that big old crane sitting right next to it. That's pretty cool. But yeah, there you go. How does this work? This does not have direct access to this to this hub thing. So you'd have to do something silly. This one does have direct access to it. To go all the way around here, but what are you actually transporting? You're transporting grain, but you're tucked away behind the coal because grain is sitting over here, and you will make it back in here. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Totally fine. Totally, obviously fine. Nothing wrong with any of that. We got some vehicle production sitting out here that is just producing what you need, not overproducing anything, and we are slightly full in a couple situations, but there you go. Advanced machinery, another vehicle factory. Sure. I haven't seen that mod before, but that's fine. When I opened the map, excuse me, I think I had only 5 mods that it didn't have yet, so that was kind of cool, I suppose, in a way. Maybe, maybe not. I do feel like I have most of the workshop at this point from all the reviews that I've done, but always nice to see that there are either new ones or different ones. I will never get enough of seeing this because this is flat. This is perfectly flat. There's no bump in the track right there, and trains that come out here will just take the bridge however they need to take them, and there's no funny business going on, which this could be the reason why realistic mode was turned off, just to make terraforming a little easier, because you just take a bulldozer and say, this height over here now, please and thank you, and you just let it do its thing, and eventually you're done with it, and everything is nice and everything is cool and it looks pretty, and trains can go wherever they need to go. Very cool. Yeah, this fuel harbor, this liquid harbor sitting over here, I'm assuming this is all oil. Yes, you're just dropping off oil potentially. No, you're picking up, and you're fuel. Okay, so you guys are, some of you are dropping off and some of you are loading up? Could be, could totally be. I don't know, I don't think it matters right now. But stuff is just happening, and this is a huge harbor. I'm actually surprised not seeing more industries here, but the incinerators, maybe for most of the Republic, are sitting right there on that little piece. And what do we have here? We have a normal oil refinery, and then we have a petroleum refinery, just a smaller one. Okay, what's the recipe like? 105 to 150, 250 to 125. Yeah. It looks like it's a little better performing than the vanilla version does, but cool, that's fine. You play with your mods however you want to play with them. What do we have going on over here? A large coal power plant right next to a converter plant, power converter plant. So a lot of power comes from this area right here. Okay, that's neat. What is your problem? Just go through. I don't like seeing that question mark on you. Oh, you can't because you can't. Ha! Okay, let's fix this one. Just send you home. There's a signal wrong here, I'm assuming, and that's why stuff can't go where they need to go. Can I fix that here really quick? There's a double stop there, that should be fine. You can go here. There's a crossover there. There's a chain here. No? There's a double chain here. This one could cause you some trouble. Let's just act like I know what I'm doing and take these two away, make everything purple. There's an orange one here. Nobody cares about the orange one, so make that one purple as well. And then this one could be causing some trouble, potentially, yeah. Just turn it all into one long junk. There's just too much junctioning going on here. I think I would have to do a lot more signal work to make sure stuff's not happening there. But this is cool. You actually have trains that pass each other inside the junction. That seems to be enabled, which I can appreciate because that means there's quite a bit of train traffic on here already. But I don't want to decipher everything that's going on there right now. But very well done. Well done. Seems to be working most of the time, which is what we want. What do we have going on over here? We have a heating plant. Very good. We have electronic components. Cool. Waste treatment again. And do we have any electronics assembly? Yes, they are full, but looks like they are operating without issues. So there are no problems, period. Which is quite nice. Awesome. How did I get people here? Is there underground anything? No, the only thing underground is a couple pipes. So there, passengers are coming in via train, and we got 310 just dropped off right in the area, which is neato. Yep. And then we come to this part. When I looked at this earlier, this is another ginormous city that just kind of continues, because you start here on this edge, and then there's a city. And it looks very organized. Look at them. They all look the same. They're kind of all aligned, but then there's still sectors and very clear sections of town that are different. And you go through here, and the highways to the right, and the big rail bridge is right over over the top of that, and everything looks super busy, super nice. And you just keep going. It's like, wait, this is still city. And if you know how hard it is to make mega cities in this game, then this is even more impressive. But it just goes on. And remember, we have 77% happiness on hardest difficulty. So they are doing what they need to do, and everything seems to be working pretty well overall. And then we go into the stadium, which makes me feel this is not the end of the city. This is not the end of the city at all. We have a couple treatment plants sitting over there to the left. We have that nice dry dock sitting to the left of the screen that is waiting to create some ship right now, probably something big, which is cool. And then, yeah, the city just continues. It's just sprawling into this area. Just some smaller, less dense houses, smaller density houses. Still got a hospital sitting right here. What is this? Of course, a shopping center right there. Something to do. Couple shopping center with a real parking lot. Oh my goodness, I didn't see that when I did my first flyover of this thing, but this I have not seen before. This looks so cool. This may be the thumbnail. I should zoom out a little bit so I can actually put some text on here, but this looks so awesome. This alone is already worth it. I love it. And look how like smooth all the curves are. There's no edging, which means when this was built, there was a lot of back and forth and actually making sure, where do I want this, how do I want this, building first, footpath first, blah 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 blah, like a lot of back and forth on all the things. And then eventually you agreed on, okay, here are the buildings, they're aligned, they're straight now, let's put the footpath next to them, okay, they're aligned, they're straight, and then put these little assets over here as well as a flower bed that you can destroy if you really have to. This looks amazing. And then, yeah, there's a movie theater right next to the shopping mall. I'm so excited about this. Another little gymnasium. Of course, we have a gas station there, because why not? This looks so cool. And this is like a public... Oh, this is so cool! This is a school with a soccer place, and they have their own pool. It's a snobby school, but there's an outdoor swimming pool. Everything is fenced in with not gray, concrete-looking nonsense. Nice like power everywhere, or light everywhere that you can see. Even the footpaths have a little power. I can't even contain myself. This is so cool, and I do know that it takes so much time to organize this and to align this. And you have the buildings in a nice background there. Then you have the Ferris wheel sitting out there. Oh my goodness, there's so many things I didn't see about this republic, and never mind that this doesn't follow all the rules. This is an amazing republic. So many things about this are just so high detail that you wouldn't catch otherwise. This is just great. And now, yeah, let's see. What does this thing do over here at night? Nothing, because shopping centers are generally not that busy at night, so it doesn't have to look fancy and crazy and wild. But no, all of this is so well done. I'm sure I'm missing so many details right now, but I'm so glad I found these two, because I've never seen this done before this well. Always, there were attempts, multiple attempts, but I don't think it's ever seen this way, so this one takes the cake. Good job, Buttercup Pancake. Okay, let's see a couple more things that we can see here, and of course at night my frame rate is doing a little bit less, but even the distribution hubs, the rail distribution offices that we have sitting down here, there's a ferry. Where's that ferry going? With students Student ferry, take them to Anton South, because these are all students, I'm assuming. Nice, nice. No ship distribution office or ship end station yet. But they're all coming down here, and then making it to the general university city. The university part over here. Is that a university? That's a university. That's a library. I don't know what that one does. Another university? No, central office. But yes, this is also professors. So this is all education happening right here. That is so awesome that that was planned for. I'm just impressed. Sorry, I don't know. Maybe I'm easily impressed, but this whole sector is so cool, so well done. Bravo. I could just stop it here. I should have just left it to the end, but nope. We're just doing it as I see it. And then again, more highway. Highway. We have a couple roads, and again, not a ton of traffic. There's decent traffic everywhere, but not so much traffic that we have traffic jams really happening anywhere. And so many cars are in here that I didn't realize that were there before. Very, very cool. South Park, right? Good. Cool. The Nebula Heights. Yeah, this looks interesting. Like having this black facade next to a police station. It's quite nifty. Quite well done and set up there. What is this? There's a central station underneath this. Oh, there's a huge metro going on. Look how many people are actually waiting here. This is like a 2-level metro, and they're taking care of all the things. And yep, there's an end. This is an end station? What's going on here? It's not an end station there, but it's an end station right here. So it's kind of just, it's crazy. Not surprised that the metro is involved here, because the metro is so superior at handling large city public transportation that is almost a must if you want to go that route, but it also takes forever and so much time to actually get organized. But this mega city is, whew, it's something else. And guess what? It's not done yet. What was this? This was a court. That's fine. But if you look out here, just the plant sections, you see a little bit of planning that goes into this. There's some room for probably residential buildings, because we already have a central station sitting right there waiting for stuff, which is great. So I'm guessing when this is done, this will still be city. This will be South Barnard. Yeah, sure. The whole thing will be city. We have a little bit of, not quay, what are they called? Quay. Sure. There's a little bit of a quay going on there, just a retaining wall effectively. But that's pretty nice. And yeah, there's some food happening over here, and some clothing, and there's a central station over here. Well, we just talked about that. That's happening. We have North Barnard, and as you can see, Barnard central station. Okay, Barnard. I wouldn't be surprised. Place of the Soviets. Awesome. So something big is going to be created here. That's just not quite ready yet. Financial district, rail, and metro. Cool. Planning all over the place. What else do we have going on? Why is this one white? Oh, there's just a little bit of footpath that's not quite done yet, but I'm assuming there will be more of these with personal cars, with vehicles. There's probably a metro station already close by. Very cool. And that's being constructed right now, it looks like. And yeah, it will just continue. It will just continue more and more. Not sure that we're getting into the mountains here, but everything else is kind of going to be taken in by this ginormous city. And there's more plan. There's more plan. Everything is nice and leveled out. We got a very smooth looking road progression going up here through a nice, these are not easy to make, through a nice bridge. And then we're here. We're into a new city. Not new city. It's also part of Barnard. It just looks like this, and I'm assuming it's here because there was a little bit of stuff needed, especially workers, for this giant harbor spot. What do we have going on here? Chemical, what is this? Biowaste proficiency incinerator. Cool. That's an incinerator. North Barnard petrochemical. Cool. There's your chemical. Where's my petrol? Petrochemical waste. Are you just turning mixed waste into less mixed waste? Maybe. Yeah, but this looks pretty neat too. Everything is just kind of organized. Like, yep, we're good. We can do all the things. What are you doing? You bring in crops. What are you doing? You bring in wood. What are you doing? A couple crops. Also a couple crops from you. I'm assuming you guys bring in some oil. So everything's kind of set up, ready to go, and chemicals can go where they need it most. Small little setup for, looks a little bit, oh, fertilizer. Oh, cool. What are you doing? You have fertilizer and you're trying to unload all of that. Hopefully to get it onto the one farm that's sitting here. Very nice. This would be a nice wine valley, if you ask me. If we had some different aspects, not aspects, but some different skins for our fields, that'd be cool. But I don't think that's going to happen. North Docks. This is cool. What is this called? It's effectively a dam that's supposed to protect ships from areas where the waves come in the most. Right? It's not a dam, but it's supposed to block bad water from coming in, so the ships can actually sit in the port and do their business. Very cool. Another city. That's just like effectively an oceanfront city. It has everything that it needs. It has a passenger. This looks like a metro. The size makes me think it's a metro one. Astra IVA Metro. Yep, that would explain it. We have a little tower over here, making sure that nobody does anything stupid. Again, don't know what's up with those pronunciations of certain things today, but there we go. Straight lines in the road, and buses are doing what they're supposed to do. This is a mod that I kind of want to use, because it actually is just for one-way traffic. Buses don't have to go like across the road to get to the different things, and they're also not super wide, so these are much easier to build and they fit much better if you have highway systems like this. Very nice. Again, the bridges that are nice and smooth, and the trains that go right underneath it, just gotta point those out, otherwise what are you doing? There's a little bit of village sitting over here, and it's just for looks. I hope this encourages people to not just build functioning things, also build things that are just there to look nice, because the 12 people that can live in this building is a terrible use of space. A terrible use of space. But then the 14 people that can live on this little orchard, it's a special building. It has a front yard with a little bit of fencing going on. There's no other connections. People have to walk there. But it's just so much detail. I can't even get over it. Another little amusement area right here, right by the front. There's a beach. There's a police car driving around. There's a couple carousels. Fencing used freely to make sure that there's a little difference. Looks like there's some utility happening over here, so a fence put around it. There is a highway that will continue through here, because there's a highway already coming in on that side. That will go around the city eventually. Is there a tunnel? No tunnel planned yet, but that will probably happen soon enough. And where does this one go? Just more metro that eventually connects to something else over here. And there is effectively connection of everything to everything across the whole city. It really is like one giant city state. Is probably the best thing that I can describe this as, because we had the city going here, and then there's a highway going underneath the ocean right through here. Then there's this Barnard mega city that goes from, effectively covers the whole center of town, but center of the Republic. Then we have Barnard continuing here. I'm assuming Barnard is also going to show up in most of this area. And then there's this tiny little town out here, separated by geological features, because there's a big old mountain right here, and it will be hard to have Barnard go around the mountain and just live in a valley. I'm assuming this whole valley is going to be full of crop production at least. It's just neat. There's just so much going on. There's one thing I haven't shown you yet. Minimi, or Isla Tropico, sits over here, and this is just a tourist town. And I am sure it will look like something at night, but that's all we have, because we have a little hotel sitting over here, and we have our little beachfront. Oh, these are new. Oh, this is cool. There's just like some painted in beachfront because why not? Then we have a nice roller coaster and just an amusement park sitting right here because someone has to. And yeah, this makes perfect sense. And how many people do you actually need to work here? You have more than enough people that do work here, and that's a lot of tourists that I actually see through there. They're flickering with the lights a little bit, but who cares about that? There is a mall, and then there we go. We got a couple brick houses here and a couple houses in the back. And some houses over here that kind of just blend in. I didn't even see those. Anyways, this is pretty much what I have. Buttercup Pancake, thank you for sending this. Very much appreciated. Just the attention to detail is great in all those places. I want to go back to my shopping center. Why am I so excited about that? I don't know, but I want to see how busy it can be and what other things we can discover here. We're going to go at double speed because something may happen. Maybe an accident. Maybe we don't know. Anyways, thank you very much for submitting this. If you guys have a republic that you want me to share, it doesn't matter how big it is, it doesn't matter how small it is, it doesn't matter if it's Season X or not. Things don't matter that much. It's more a feel when I look at it and I just feel like, you know what? We've done all of this before. There's nothing cool to show here that we haven't done before. I may not show it, but in general, I do try to show absolutely everything that you send to me when it fits into my schedule. For the last 6 months, I didn't do a lot of reviews because it didn't fit into the schedule. Right now, I am doing them. So if you have one, get it in quick because it will be worth it. Probably. For me. Maybe. Hopefully. Anyways, if you want to submit one, first line in the description tells you everything you need to do. You have to go to Discord, you have to read an FAQ that tells you everything that you have to do to send it to me, and then you send it to me. Super simple. Okay, that's all I have. Thank you for this republic. Again, Buttercup Pancake, much appreciated. I will see you again next time. There's a car dealership here that makes it look like there are more cars actually sitting in this parking lot that than there were, but that's just attention to detail. I love it. Thank you. Bye-bye.